You go to Yid and you ask him, what is your purpose here in this world? What's he going to answer? What's your purpose? Sasson, what's your purpose in this world?
To do chasadim.
To do chesed, very good. And to serve Hashem, okay. Do you have to struggle to do chesed?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, very good. Do you have to struggle to serve Hashem?
All the time.
What's the point of the struggle? If your purpose and mission here in this world is to do chesed and to serve Hashem, then the struggle, all the struggle does is it makes it more difficult for you to do your purpose.
It impedes your
Makes
purpose.
it what?
It impedes your purpose.
It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. If I didn't have to struggle, I'd be able to do chesed, but so much more chesed, serve Hashem so much more.
Easier.
So what's the purpose?
What's the purpose? So it could demoralize you. All the struggling demoralizes you. Comes along Dr. Rebbe and says, you got it all wrong. You think you're a tzaddik. Because you know why? A tzaddik's job in this world is to do chesed and to serve Hashem. That's not your job. You know what your job is? To struggle. Think about that.
That's counterproductive.
Says,
how would that be a job? Well, how could that? It's a
because
contradiction in terms.
let's put it this way. Let's put it this way.
What is the purpose?
You're going to daven. Let's say that. You have to struggle to daven properly. What gives Hashem nachas? Most people think the davening gives Hashem nachas. The struggle was a waste of time. I want you to know that Hashem gets more nachas from your struggle than from your davening. Why are you davening? 1 second. Why are you davening? To give Hashem nachas. Your struggle is giving Hashem more nachas.
How's that? Because you're forced.
The way Hashem created us, the way Hashem created the world with a balance of kedusha and klippa. I still remember 1990, the first time I was there by Lag BaOmer prayed. But anyone here by Lag BaOmer prayed by the Rebbe?
Yeah.
So they had these huge signs which they made. Now today everything is made by machine, but back then, so they had this big room. I remember I was there, I was a young boy, and I was blown away by how it was done. Someone would draw something on a piece of paper this big. They put it in like a machine, like a projector type machine. It was up against a huge piece of paper, and people would go and paint in the right. But it started like this big. Right? There's kedusha, huge kedusha, unlimited kedusha, unlimited klippa. That's the way Hashem created everything. Zelu mazeh, right? And then there's kedusha and klippa. You, the nefesh elokis, the nefesh hamas, right? You are that little thing that controls the whole kedusha and klippa. Every time you struggle with your nefesh hamas and you knock it down, you suppress it, you are causing that in the entire cosmic reality of everything, klippa gets pushed down, which means that a huge amount of divine energy is released. And Hashem, this gives Hashem more nachas than anything.
But
if you were only to know what you were accomplished when you were struggling, it wouldn't bother you. The struggle demoralizes us only if we don't appreciate its value. There's the mashal about this prisoner who was in prison 25 years and he was made to turn this very heavy wheel. And whenever he asked, what is this? He was told there's a mill behind there and you're turning the mill and from this there's water and flour for the whole village behind it. He worked 8-9 hours a day. Very, very difficult. The day after he was released after 20-25 years, he goes to the other side of the wall and he sees what's there? Garnish, nothing. Couldn't take it. Had a heart attack and he died. What happened? What devastated the person?
The belief that he had.
You could work very hard as long as you believe that as long as the work is purposeful, it's fine. But when work isn't purposeful, in halacha it's called avodas perach. Avodas perach. It says that you're not allowed to use an eved ivri. The safed by befarach. What does it mean that you're not allowed to make him work? Befarach is like back-breaking labor. What does that mean? We're not allowed to tell him to take a heavy stone from no, that's allowed. What's avodas perach? The Rambam says, I'm not allowed to tell him, cook for me a cup of hot water if I'm not interested in it. In other words, work which is purposeless. That's avodas perach. Avodas perach is work which has no purpose. I can make my Eved, I can make my servant work very hard. I can't tell him to do even a simple task if it has no purpose, because there's nothing more difficult than doing a task which is purposeless. If we view our struggles as perach, if we view it as purposeless, why do I have to struggle against all my character flaws? Then life is very difficult and we can't be besimcha. But if we realize it's not purposeless at all, every single one of these character flaws that I have is a gift from Hashem, and this is the way I serve Him and I give Him pleasure, then we can be simcha despite all these flaws and despite all the struggles. We can be simcha. Why? So when you wake up in the morning and you have a difficult time, and it's not easy to daven, you have to struggle, and you go daven, don't only be happy that you daven, be happy that you struggled. That's a mind shift. Be happy, understanding how much pleasure the Eibishter received from the fact that you didn't want to daven. So the fact that you don't want to daven, is that a bad thing? No. That's a great thing. That's how you give pleasure to Hashem. If you wanted to daven, then you'd be a tzaddik. But we're more than that. We're strugglers, and we get to give Hashem this extra nachas. We not only give to Hashem the gift of our davening, we even give to Hashem also the gift of our struggles, and that's something that we can take great simcha in.